Hidden away in a Dorset valley, surrounded by cow parsley and wildflowers, is a very special house. It is the latest addition to the Landmark Trust's wonderful portfolio of properties.
This is the utterly bewitching Dunshay Manor. It's located in the Isle of Purbeck and it's built from the famous stone that's been quarried here since Roman times. The house itself has been occupied for many centuries by many different families, and it is encrusted with a long and eventful history.
A headless statue of one owner, dating back to the 17th century, haunts a niche on the north front. And on the south front is a delightful response to the notorious window tax, introduced in 1696, from which cheese rooms were exempt. The main body of the building dates back 300 or 400 years, but was overhauled in the Edwardian period.
By the beginning of the 20th century, Dunshay was in a terrible state. Its rooms had damp, its woodwork was rotten, its walls were falling down. And so its new owner, an enigmatic naval officer called Guy Montagu Marston, who was friends with Rupert Brooke and Alistair Crowley, decided to give it an arts and crafts makeover.
That legacy can still be seen in the staircase and above all in the wonderful corner-set fireplaces. But Dunshay only exploded into life in 1923 when it was purchased by a remarkable family.
The Spencer Watsons were an artistic couple, to say the least. George was an accomplished society painter and respected Royal Academician, and his wife Hilda was a brilliantly original dancer and mime artist. And together they filled this property with an aesthetic, intellectual, bohemian identity that befitted the spirit of interwar Britain.
They converted the dairy into George's painting studio, and a stable block became Hilda's theatre. Their artistic proclivities were inherited by their daughter Mary.
Mary Spencer Watson spent much of her childhood here in Dorset, and she was inspired by the local stone that surrounded her. She was 13 years old when a local quarryman handed her his chisel and told her to have a go. She didn't look back. She went on to study at the Slade, at the Royal Academy, even under Ossip Zadkine in Paris. She became a tremendously successful and accomplished sculptor in her own right. And this was her studio.
Mary lived and worked at Dunshay for the rest of her life. She died in 2006, aged 92, leaving the property to the Landmark Trust.
After an extensive but sensitive refurbishment, Dunshay once again evokes the spirit of the 1920s when the Spencer Watsons first made it their home. And thanks to the Landmark Trust, you can make it your own home, at least temporarily.